Hello YouTube, this is your friend PandesalDrift, and today we're gonna look at the Thrustmaster T300 RS GT. So the price is 400 with the additional GT pedals. If you want the base, it's only 229. Okay, here it is. Voila. Okay, so you can play on PS3 and PS4 and PC. So there are two buttons here in the bottom right, so that's good for your beats. Here is the quick release mode, what I will discuss later. So this is a belt wheel driven drive. Say that a couple times, huh? So it's all made in plastic. This is where you put your pedal, T3PA pedals there. Then you will connect it to the PC or PlayStation via USB. So for the mounting, it comes with a table clamp, which I did not show here, but you can also use these two holes here, the M6 screws, but the one in the bottom is bigger, and that's where you put your table clamp. So here's a side profile. You can see that it has a little bit of angle when you mount it to your cockpit or table. Then we have the T3PA GT pedals. So the only difference is the pedal pace. That's all, it's still the same. Here I put some grip tape, and the comes with a conical mud brake that I did not show here, but I have a throttle dampener, which is a mod that I'll talk about later. But yeah, it's all in plastic. And for the mounting, you have the three M6 screws here, which are not provided, but also I like the grippy rubber pit there. If you decide to mount it on the floor, wooden floor or rug floor. But yeah, that's it for that pedals. So when it comes to modding the Thrustmaster, there's lots of mods out there, like the quick release, wheel adapter, so you could add a aftermarket wheel if you don't like the small Thrustmaster wheel. And there's also modifications for your pedals if you want to, like dampeners and spacers. But I'll put a link in the description for both of my videos I made last year. So one thing I noticed, it's kind of noisy if you hear it here, and it has notchiness feeling when you turn the wheel. So also I noticed the pan gets really loud after a long good session of drifting or sim gripping, huh? So here I'm doing a unscientific decibel reader. So here is it in idle, about 36-35 decibels. Now I'm going to just do a quick gooping around here, trying to grip with one hand. Then I'm gonna put it in stop. Then let's check out the decibels now. So roughly about 56, 54, 53, 52, 51. Okay, so over 50s. So with this segment, I just want to show you the capabilities of the Thrustmaster T300 and the reaction of how it looks like when you drift or even crash. But yeah, I'm not getting serious here, so don't laugh at me, huh? But anyways, here we go. Now I have this wheelbase for over 1 year now, and this was a major upgrade from my Logitech G27 and my Thrustmaster T150. I had no major problems like others who had to replace the pan and the wheelbase. My only problem I had was the squeakiness with the pedals, which I loop it up. Now recently I noticed that the wheelbase was losing its force feedback after playing longer sessions with the force feedback higher. But maybe that's just me, or maybe the motor is overheating. I'm not quite sure, but it still works. Now, why do I think it's the best budget wheelbase for sim drifting? Because it can self-steer a lot quicker than any Logitech or T150. Now yes, you can drift with Logitech or the T150, but I find it easier to drift with the T300 because the T300 self-steers a lot quicker because of the stronger force feedback. Now with the Logitech and the T150, you have to practice a lot more to understand the limitations of that wheelbase. So my best analogy is imagine learning how to ride a bicycle. Now wouldn't it be easier if the bicycle have training wheels? So the training wheels is your force feedback. So with the force feedback stronger, it will make it easier to grasp the concept of sim drifting. So I tried a few months ago with my Logitech and T150 and still I cannot wrap my head around it with the limitations of those wheelbase. But don't get me wrong, you still can drift with those wheelbases. You just need more practice and you have to guide the steering. Compared to the T300, you just let it go, then it self-steers itself. Now, should you buy one if you're coming from a Logitech or a Thrustmaster T150 Pro? I say yes, definitely. But I recommend just to get the wheelbase because the pedals are nothing special except for the pedal base. Now, if you're starting up for sim drifting, I still recommend this one. But if you have a little bit more money to spread out, maybe get like a Thrustmaster TSPC or even any PandesalDrift. Now for me personally, if I started to sim drift last year, would I spend my money on the T300? I would say no, because I would spend my money on the PandesalDrift CSW 2.5, which I'm currently using now because it is overall a better wheelbase. Now the PandesalDrift has up to 8 Newton motors, while the T300 I believe is up to 3.9 Newton motors. Not entirely sure. But that again, the higher the Newton motors, the better experience you will enjoy with sim drifting. Now for this year, if I started out, maybe I would look into the PandesalDrift CSL DD with the booster kit. But overall, the T300 RS GT is the best budget-friendly wheelbase for sim drifting out there. It comes with a wheel with buttons, comes with 3 pedals, more affordable aftermarket modifications, and a higher force feedback comparing to Logitech and the T150. But anyways, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Initial P. So, I will put a link in the description and a card for my Thrustmaster drift settings. So hopefully it works for you. Initial P.